Hey guys, Jadato0616 here, bringing you a quick video. This is a quick 20-minute game that I just got done playing. I am playing Udyr, Phoenix Udyr in the jungle. Reasons for picking Udyr, simply because, Vlad gets somewhat tanky, and Udyr's obviously very tanky throughout the entire span of the game, starting off mid and late game. We also needed somebody to protect the carries. Veigar, Graves, they don't have the greatest escape, but they do have some. And how we are starting this game off, we are starting off with boots and 3 pots. Obviously, if this is a Phoenix jungle, you're starting off with Phoenix. While we go ahead and sit here and wait. Masteries, I am using flat attack speed reds. I am using flat armor yellows, magic resist per level blues, and movement speed Quints. If you see on the other team, they've got 3 teleports. 3 teleports can be very scary for a couple reasons. If you do not have wards cleared at Dragon or Baron, 3 teleports can instantly mean, a win of a team fight for them. Like while you see it coming, because of the teleport animation, it's still very unexpected and catches your team off guard, and you've got to think of what to do in a split second. So in chat, I warn my team, be careful. Make sure we clear wards before we fight. Also, this is a ranked game as well. So start off in Phoenix. Wolves spawn at 140. Go ahead and clear wolves. With how fast Udyr is in the jungle, you should definitely have wolves cleared before 155, which is when Golem spawns. Even without help, without the Veigar there, I still should have had wolves cleared by 152, 153. It gives me a couple seconds to get over to where blue is. After Golem, go ahead and pick up Turtle Stance. And with Udyr's passive, especially having blue buff, you want to switch forms as much as possible. If you don't know what Udyr's passive is, while changing stances, you gain 10% attack speed for 5 seconds. This stacks up to 3 times. Obviously, if you get 3 stacks, you're looking at 30% attack speed bonus, which is huge for Udyr because of what Phoenix is. With the 3rd hit, he breathes a cone of fire and does a lot of damage, which is why Phoenix is now the fastest form of jungling for Udyr when it used to be Tiger Stance. So upon hitting level 3, like Amumu and many other jungles for that case, you have a decision to make. You can either pick Phoenix form for a faster lizard, or you can pick bear and try a gank. I saw that bot was pushed extremely far, but as soon as I picked bear stance, I saw Lulu go ward. Not a huge deal. Sets me back a little bit, but not too much because I'm going to get Phoenix level 2 here. I go ahead and pick up Phoenix level 2, and I sit here and wait for the Karthus a little bit. I see that our Veigar's a little low on health. He's at about 350 health, and I see their Karth is nearly full. So I'm hoping, even with little amount of mana Karth has right now, that he might be a little aggressive and try and overextend. But unfortunately he doesn't. He pretty much just plays it safe. I come bot, seeing seeing them overextended, and even with a ward around this area where our ward is, I'm pretty sure if they extend far enough that we can still get them because of the speed boost from bear form. Our Graves pings and wants to initiate. I pop bear form for the speed boost, and because of the ward that Soraka placed there, it was easy to see them the entire time that they were running. So I mean, yeah, I love when supports place wards in brush, especially as a jungler, because you can just see, you know, every aspect of them running, hiding, you know, etc., etc. So run down there, get first blood on Lulu. I come over here and see that Vigor got away from a gank, and I know for a fact I can take this Udyr, this Olaf, sorry. If it wasn't so early, and if I was feeling a little more confident at that point, I probably could have turned around, flashed, and bear stance the Karthus for the other kill, since he only had 250 health. I really wish I'd have thought of that then, but a little too late for that. Realizing how little his health is, I decide to camp here because I see he's not going back. And I'm thinking I might try and pull some trickery here with a flash and a bear stance, which I do, and it gets successful, but, you know, Vigor was just a little late getting up, and I did not have the health for a turret dive, even with turtle stance, so I decided to back off. But that's good for us because, A, I've got a refresh double buff from killing Olaf from his jungling, and that is going to give our Vigor a little bit of farm, free farm for a little while. I see our Vlad post in chat that he didn't have enough to buy a ward. While that's not too bad for Vlad because of how much escape he has, I still go ahead and purchase a ward for him anyway because I know how dangerous an Olaf can get, especially when fed. So the last thing I want to do is Olaf get a free shot at, you know, getting a couple cheap kills. So I go ahead and pick up a Heart of Gold. I started off with tier 1 boots, like I said. I go ahead and pick up a Heart of Gold for the extra health and the gold per 5. I get a Null Magic Mantle, which is probably my favorite early game item to get for Udyr, and I'll tell you why after I place the war. Reason I love Null Magic Mantle extremely early on Udyr is, A, it gives a bunch of magic resist. You know, great start already. And it goes into two things. It'll either go into boots, or if you're fed enough, it'll go into a Wit's End, which is probably by far one of the best items for an Udyr. I ping the Vigor over, and he doesn't come. Why, I do not know. He says he didn't see it, but the sucky thing about it is, you know, he ends up dying right here. So I mean, he probably could have avoided this death if he had just come and got blue. So I mean, little mistake by his part, but you know, we're up 4-1 now. If I would have had my flash here, I honestly probably would have taken another chance on Karthus there, but unfortunately I did not. Meanwhile, our Vlad is doing work up top against Singed. That's awesome. Here, I come down knowing that River's still warded. These are one of my favorite types of ganks, or lane ganks. You know, they're so unexpected. 99.9% of the time they work. And here's the reason why. You can just chill in this brush, and they will push, you know, so unexpectedly. I wait for this Graves to get low on health, and I wait for Tristana to pop her leap, because You know, if I would have gone in pre-leap, she could have just leaped away, and, you know, that would have been a complete waste of time. So if you wait for the leap and go in and stun, you know you're going to have her. You know, even with the flash, she was so far into our territory that it really didn't even matter. I think I'd go up here to check the blue. Obviously 9.5 minutes in, it's not going to be there. And here we go for a gank on the Karthus. I ping it, the Vigor flashes and short changes his stun, but I still get my bear stance off because Karthus turning around the wall completely delayed his movement. And a note for Vigor players out there, if you're playing Vigor, it's always best to overextend the wall instead of shortchange it. Because, you know, regardless, they've got to run through it, especially at a tower. They can't run through a tower. So, I mean, if you just put the stun circle near the tower and you overextend it a little bit, you know, they've got to go through it. Or they're going to die anyway. So, I mean, it's a lose-lose situation for them. Just lucky for us that Karthus turned around to put Wall of Pain up, or we might not have gotten that kill. So I come down again, and I pop bear form because they already see me. Why this Trist waited so long back, I have no idea. Why she's still attacking, I still have no idea. But I flash into bear form. Graves pops his ult, and we still end up getting her. I end up tanking the turret. Vlad does an excellent job of taking out Singed, even though it was a gank. And luckily, I think it was Singed. Yeah, it was Singed who ended up getting the kill. So a completely underfarmed Singed got the kill instead of the Olaf, which I will take any day of the week. Right now, I think I am trying to farm enough gold to get my wit's end. I believe I still underchange myself because I see how much gold I have and I go back anyway. I thought it was 1700 while I have the null magic mantle, but it's actually 1750, and I didn't want to waste the time and stay and wait. So I end up finishing off my boots, and I go into a recurve bow for the attack speed. I get some more health pots. I see the Olaf spot clearing our wards, so I know he's going to stay down there and camp for a little bit, whether it's clearing his side of the jungle or coming up to our Vigor, because he wouldn't be clearing the wards for no apparent reason. And I see our Soraka being a little bit aggressive right here, and that's when the Olaf comes. So we go for the Olaf, which is probably the wrong idea here. But you'll notice that the Trist is on me. And I just kept turtle stance up the entire time. Once Olaf's down, I go and start stunning Pawn Vigor stun and let Phoenix Form's AoE damage just take care of the rest. So we end up getting out of that with a 3-0. I start pinging Dragon. So not only did we get out with a 3-0 there, with me with 2 kills and I believe the Vigor with the other, we also end up getting a Dragon. So, you know, 13.5 minutes into the game, we're up 12-2. I'm 4-0-4. Graves is 3-0-4. And I mean, this game is just, it's not looking good for the other team. I start heading over into my side of the jungle again, I end up taking wolves, and I believe I take blue as well. I don't even try to ping Vigor over because I really don't want to waste the time. He didn't come for the first one, so, I mean, if you want your buffs in mid, please pay attention. Like, we take a lot of damage, more so early on, not later on like right now, but, you know, we take the time, we take a lot of damage, and every second we have to wait for you is farm or ganks we're missing. So I mean, please, please, please be aware around like the 7 to 7:30 mark in the game for when jungles ping you for your buffs. Going back, looks like I ended up finishing my wit's end, and I got a ruby crystal, which I believe I'm going to be building into a phage for the slow for the, what is it, 20% proc on attack to slow opponent, 35% I believe. And I will be building that phage straight into a frozen mallet. I see our Vigor in trouble here from an extremely low health Karthus, and I'm just waiting for him to pop, and he does. And I end up popping my flash, which almost went to waste. I thought I was going to be a lot closer than, but I end up getting him. The only bad thing about that was that Vigor didn't get an assist. I see the two Yordles coming, and at this point I'm just so fed that I know I can take both of them, so I don't even hesitate. I wait in the brush for them, and why the Lulu waited to pop her ult on herself, I'm not 100% sure. You know, after looking at it, if she would have popped that on the Trist, I don't want to say that I still wouldn't have got either one of them, but, you know, it would have been much more of a struggle knowing that Singed and Olaf are there. But I ended up getting the Trist, and almost got the Lulu, but her ult ended up saving her. I see my team in a team fight, and now I go in. I think I wanted the Lulu here, but I think as soon as I went into the brush, I auto-attacked Karthus, and I just went with it. The Lulu just kept running, and I knew I couldn't catch her. But we ended up getting the Karthus anyway, so either way, I wanted at least one kill in that bunch. Wasn't the person I wanted, but actually ended up turning out to be, you know, a better kill than the Lulu would have since she's support. So at 17 minutes into the game, level 11 on par with our mid lane. And top lane's still a bit higher than everybody, but I mean, that's to be kind of expected, especially with how dominant he's been over that Singe, getting all the XP by himself for all the kills he's gotten up top. I've got Mertreads, Heart of Gold, Wit's End, and a Ruby Crystal, and with 1,000 gold in my pocket, I know I can buy a Phage straight up. But I see how extended our Vlad is, and he's been playing aggressive all game. I think he's getting extremely confident right now. And I go up thinking that Olaf or somebody is going to try to stop him, but just nobody's coming up to give top support. So I see the Singed, I see the Lulu. Singed keeps running, and I see the Vlad not backing. So I'm like, alright, you know, what have we got to lose now? So I end up going after the Singed. And Vlad ends up slowing him. I bear form him twice, and a Q from Vlad ends up taking him out. I see the Lulu, and I know me and Vlad can take them. So I focus the Lulu because I know that she was going to put her ult on the Tristana, and Vlad ends up taking the Tristana. So technically we got out with a 3-0 trade there, and I believe we end up getting this turret as well. I haven't gone much into this, sorry about that, so I'll go ahead and go into it now. I level up Phoenix first, because that is your main jungle clearing and damaging spell in team fights. Next, I level up Turtle to level 5, because when you rush into team fights, you obviously need Turtle stance to survive, because that's your shield. It also gives you lifesteal upon hit when activated. At level 3 or 4, I put 1 point into Bear Stance. Because of the stun for ganking, you absolutely need that for ganking. And once both Phoenix and Turtle are leveled off completely, which I believe on Udyr is level 12 since he doesn't have an ult, at level 13 I put 1 more point into Bear Stance, and then I level up Tiger Stance to level 5. And a lot of people do not do that when you go Phoenix. A lot of people only put 3 points into Tiger Stance. The reason I put 5 in is because of dueling. If you come up solo against somebody, Phoenix Stance still good, but with the way I build Udyr with Frozen Mallet, Phage, and sometimes Atma's Impaler, not as much since the nerf anymore, but sometimes, it's so much better for dueling, and turret killing. So that's the reason that I go for only 3 points into Bear. But that was the game. I hope you guys enjoyed the commentary. Hopefully you got a little more insight on Phoenix Udyr jungling. As always, like the video, comment. Please tell me how I can improve on my commentary. I know I can. I will definitely look at all the suggestions and posts. If you guys have any champions you'd like to see jungling or like to know about, please, leave a comment, send me a message, invite me on your friends list in game. I'll be more than happy to talk to you guys or post, a video of a champion you'd like to see. But thank you for watching and have a great night.